Hi guys, welcome to Brand X Reviews. Now this is the first video that I've done like this. There's this whole thing on YouTube called the VC or vinyl community, because vinyl is really something that's picked up in recent years. We've seen record sales, no pun intended, with just record sales since the 90s, let's just put it that way, since 96, 97, of people just buying stuff on record. Now it doesn't mean that records are taking over from any other medium, of course it doesn't. It accounts for a very minor amount of music sales. But I think it's such a big thing now anyway, and there's a lot of people that I know that are interested. I'm going to do these videos, so this is the first one now. Like I say, it's been the first time since 96, 97, I believe, that the records have, well, they've been selling this many records. So I think it's appropriate for this first video that I do a review of an album that came out around about then. It was a couple of years prior to 96. It was 92 and 94. It's a double album. And it's called Jar of Flies by Alice in Chains. My favourite album of theirs, and probably one of my favourite albums. Alice in Chains is probably my favourite band, but depends what mood I'm in. But anyway, now I'm going to show you the CD just to start with. I'm going to preface it with a little bit of information about the relevance of this album. And then I'm going to show you the actual record itself, because obviously that's kind of what we're here to review. But to just kind of show you, this is the album itself. Now in the UK, it's kind of weird how it got released, because there's actually two albums here essentially, or EPs as they're known. You can kind of see on the side there if you can read that. It's one's called Jar of Flies, the other one is called Sap. Now Sap actually came out in 92, I believe. Jar of Flies came out in 94. But Sap, which is on the back of the thing, that's the kind of cover for that one. You can see it's a double thing. Sap was, as far as I'm aware, not originally released in the UK. When it originally came out, it wasn't until Jar of Flies came out in 1994 that the album got a double release. So that was a double CD. So you can see here, I hate when that happens, when the thing pops out like that. You can see there, that's the actual the thing. And some of the artwork as well. The reason I'm showing you this is kind of a preface to me reviewing the actual record itself, because you can see the artwork that's on the CD, and we'll do a bit of a comparison as to what you get when you get the record. So these are the various pages. A lot of the artwork that's in the actual CD is also in the record. I don't believe that's on the record anyway. I could be wrong about that. But and then you get some writing there as well, and some just information about the thing itself. But there's no lyrics with this anyway. So as I say, you do with records you do tend to get a bit more than you do with CDs, which is again why a lot of people love them. So that's the CD anyway. I've shown you the artwork, I've shown you the actual disc. The album itself is, well, Jar of Flies, which is the kind of the main album, has more tracks on it for starters, but that was something. 30-second breakdown of what it was. Alice in Chains back in 93, I think it was, were going through a bit of a bad time, a bit of a depression for the band. They'd just come back from a big tour. They were very short on money. They'd been evicted from their residence. They went into a studio just to make music. Not even, as far as I'm aware, they didn't intend on releasing it. But the studio loved the music so much, because it is a great album. So good choice on the part of the studio. It got released. So as I say, from my British point of view, we got it released as Sap, Jar of Flies together, because Sap wasn't originally released. I'm not quite sure about how that works abroad. But this is what I'm actually going to talk about now. So 3.5 minutes in, here we go. So this is the actual thing itself. I got it in the UK. It was £22.99. So I don't know, what's that, about $35, $40 maybe, maybe a bit less. So let's take it out of the thing anyway. Let's have a look. So this is the actual cover now. I'm getting a lot of reflection on this, and there's a reason for that. It is a very glossy reissue, is this. Now, this is the reissue, by the way. This is the one that came out in 2010. You can see there a bit of information on that. So yeah, very, very glossy, very shiny. So let's have a look at the inside. That's the artwork that you get. Very similar artwork to the ones on the CD, and it has the kind of listing of the tracks. So let's get into the actual thing now itself. So this is the Jar of Flies album itself. I mean, that's the correct way that I'm supposed to display this. And it's got a lot of information on here about the actual, like who did what and all that kind of stuff. So you can see there. And the actual record itself, fairly basic as you would expect from a record. That's the artwork with a label on it. So there you go. So that's all that on there. So that's Jar of Flies here now. Sap itself had less tracks, and it actually has 5 tracks. It does only list 4 on there, which was, I believe, also the case with the CD as well. There are actually 5 tracks. The 5th one just comes up as Untitled. If you're listening to it digitally, it just comes up as Untitled. It doesn't have any lyrics either. Well, not really. It's kind of a bit of a weird track. But I'm sure you've heard the album anyway, so you'll know what I'm talking about. So this is the artwork on there as well. Now, one thing I love about this one was, it was one of the songs, it was Right Turn, and it actually has some of the guys doing some of the vocals in there as well. One of which being Chris Cornell, who's one of my favourite vocalists as well. So really great. It's really great song on there. Anyway, so that's the Sap album. Now, what makes this one really special as well is, and this is kind of what I really wanted to show you on this video, is something I've seen on other records as well. I have a similar one by Temple of the Dog. I've already just mentioned Chris Cornell there. That's kind of what sparks my memory. They did a similar thing with the Temple of the Dog LP. One side you get all the tracks. Now you kind of get a bit of a reflection there, but you can see there that's the album. On the back, that's where all the music is. On the back you have this kind of etched thing. I'll try to get it so that it actually shows the thing properly. It's really difficult to do, but you kind of see, I don't know if the light is catching it brilliantly there. I'm kind of just getting a reflection of my window there and my camera. But you can see that's obviously you can't play this side of it. This is just for kind of demonstration purposes, if you wanted to have it in a frame or whatever, if you felt that way inclined. But that's obviously all the tracks are on that side, and on there you get this. So you can see, I guess you can see it there. If you don't mind the reflection of my my window anyway, you can see that's how the thing works with the logo. So really nice anyway. Like I say, it's my favourite album by Alice in Chains. One of my favourite albums just on the whole. It's got some of my favourite songs as well, which kind of going with the fact that it's my favourite album in general, my favourite Alice in Chains album. It's going to have some of my favourite songs on there as well. Probably my favourite on this one is No Excuses. That was one that got released. That was one of the ones that got released as a single with a music video. And they also did that at their MTV Unplugged, their live album. Well, it's not an album, but it was released as an album, but it was what it was. It was MTV Unplugged. But they did a really great performance of it on that as well. So I'm kind of rambling now anyway. So you just want to see the review of the record. I'm sorry if I've kind of rambled on there. So this is my first video that I've done as part of the vinyl community, the VC on YouTube. If there's anything you want to kind of contribute to this, any information, any details that I've got wrong, let me know. I don't believe I did. I was obviously doing this from my kind of British point of view, the release of the album originally in the UK. So if you're interested in that, maybe comment, tell me what was different about it in other countries, because I'd be really interested to know. So I'm going to leave it there anyway. So it's Brand X Reviews. If you want, you can follow us. We're on Instagram and all these other places. There's a bit of information coming up on how you can follow us. So for now, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll just say see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just so you know, for more news, reviews and retrospectives, you can like our page on Facebook, simply called Brand X Reviews. But as well as that, you can also subscribe to us on YouTube via this video. You can also bookmark our website, which is brandxreviews.com, which is pretty much a central hub for everything that I've just mentioned. So check that out, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much.